Thank you for tuning in to Wastebook, episode 3, sponsored by Cash App, your favorite app. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't. I don't have a sponsor, especially one that big. Are you kidding me? Could you imagine? Like, hey, sponsored by Chick-fil-A. Thank you for tuning in. Nope. Sorry, just me. Thank you for watching Wastebook. Episode 3. You can find these episodes after every broadcast on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, TuneIn, Stitcher, and YouTube. Everywhere you could possibly find a podcast, just about. If there's any other place you want to recommend, go for it. I don't care. I want to spread it like a disease. The disease that it is. I mean, come on. So continuing this after 120 episodes, now we're 3 deep in the podcast, and how consistent can you be, my dudes? I feel like, should have done this a long time ago. That's how I feel, honestly. I've said that to myself, but I'll be honest again. I should have did this a long time ago. It makes a lot of sense because there is so much that I cut out from the actual episodes that I did on YouTube that it was almost a crime, and obviously now you can upload longer form content. It's encouraged on YouTube. So this is the best format to spread it around. So thanks for driving to work and listening to me right now. Yeah, you. There were probably only 7, maybe less people that was actually affecting, but it freaked them out at least for a second. You see that, though? You see this over here on the side? If you're watching the video upload of this right now, that's right. We're going to be diving in on the internet live, finally. It only took us 3 goddamn weeks, but we had to put some time in. I got this all set up, this new broadcast, this new little background set up here, so the chat can chime in a little bit, and also we can dive around on my personal accounts, which is something that I have not done on Wastebook, or for Wastebook, I should say, and since like 2015 or before. I remember when I first did the episodes, I was only using my timeline. That was it. So then when I got submissions from all you beautiful people, it was helping the show thrive. It was very, very, very good for the show. Made it healthy. So now I feel like it would be funny to dive back in on the things that I see on my own timelines, because that's where I get most of my ideas anyway. It's on the daily, and I know it affects you too. Everybody's timeline's like that. There's still those occasional gems out there, There's so many people that have opinions. Oh, aren't they beautiful? They're the best things in the world. Opinions are the best things in the world because it gives us so much entertainment. Now, I think let's crush this episode in style and then go watch Conor McGregor versus Donald Cowboy Cerrone. That's happening. Yes, it is. Now, for those of you that are new to the show, we kind of take posts on social media and we roast them. We rip them to shreds. We, as they say, shit on them. Now, there's a lot of different vibes that go out for social media. I believe I said this a couple weeks back on this podcast, that people took social media very seriously back when this show started in 2012, I believe, 2011. So, yeah, 2011. It was definitely a different vibe out there. But now things are even better in a way where there are jokes, there are memes, and there are a lot of things. Everything's a meme. I actually saw something that kind of stood out to me. There was there was a movie trailer that was uploaded recently. If you guys have seen it, it was a trailer starring Daniel Radcliffe, who played Harry Potter, and it was a movie called Guns Akimbo, I believe. Now, this is like the premise is he he gets selected for this dystopian futuristic game show, this violent game show where he gets kidnapped, and then they bolt guns to his hands, a pistol in each hand, like through his fingers, and he has, and I guess they have unlimited ammo. I don't know how that works, but whatever. So he ends up running around and having to do this, that, whatever. And there was a shot of him running down the street with these guns and wearing a giant bathrobe. And I remember, I don't know if you guys recall, this is like 3 years ago, there was a picture going around the internet that was Daniel Radcliffe holding two guns and looking like a psycho, wearing a bathrobe on the street. And I was always like, what the fuck is he doing? And then I looked up his filmography, nothing like that. So a little confused. And now it all started making sense. The thing that stood out to me, though, the reason I even bring this up, the thing that stood out to me is somebody was commenting on that video or on that trailer and mentioned, like, oh, that's where that meme came from. And then somebody replied, what meme? And they were like, the one with him standing in the wearing the bathrobe with the two guns on the street and wearing the bunny slippers, looking like a crazy person. And the part that stood out to me was that I remember just seeing the photo. That's it. I don't remember seeing I don't ever see it. I remember seeing it with a caption or anything. I just remember seeing the photo somewhere. The main part that stood out to me was the person that said, I remember that meme from like 3 years ago. He said that meme. He didn't say, so for that's where I'm wondering the shift. At what point, where's the line drawn of what is a meme and what isn't? Is every single photo, is every single image on the internet technically a meme? Is every video a meme? Is everything? At what point, is every form of content technically? I guess the term media has now just changed into meme. That's I think makes so much more sense to me now, because God forbid your family, your elders figured out that, or figured out what a meme was or the concept of it, and then they find a Facebook plugin on their Facebook account that is like a meme generator or some bullshit like that. Oh my God, bro. Have you ever had that happen? And then they share it with you? Oh boy. That's why I just don't go on my account that much. I just don't on Facebook, so that I have that excuse to ignore that. Let's not do that. My gosh. Now, let's see. What's going down on Facebook, I believe. I think that Facebook would probably be the best way to start. Don't you think? God is not testing your relationship. Your partner is just a hoe and you're stupid. Yeah, so that's interesting when people just kind of assume that, like, oh, God is testing me when they're going through some shit. God's throwing you. Don't worry, God is just giving me, his best, and I gotta push through. I mean, you can think that, but at what point do you think, hey, can you stop fucking up my life, God? You can't ever really yeah, you can't rely too much on that kind of thought process. It's just that's not healthy. You have the funniest part is if you have girls out there that post a lot of photos out on Instagram and a lot of photos, like a lot of selfies, and it's a girl that you're dating, that I feel like, for me personally, red flag, because that is not the comments, man. You're going to get comments. You're going to see a comment or two where someone's like, it's going to be as subtle as possible, too. It wouldn't even be words. Like, it would just be the emoji with heart eyes. Ooh, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. And it's not a girl that comments that. It's that guy that she's known for 3.5 years, but they just kind of talk and they don't really know each other that much. But, he's just always kind of been there. And you've just kind of side-eyed him the whole time. Just staring across from him at every party that you've ever been to. Like, what the fuck is that guy up to? And why is he 5 inches taller than me? Yeah, that's a dangerous thought process. That's really dangerous. Oh, man. Let's talk about, I don't know if you guys are addicted to takeout food. Or if you guys are not from America, takeaway food, as they would call it in other countries. I have a big problem with takeout food, personally, a big addiction problem with it. I admit it. And I know why. So, how when people lay in bed at night, it's after 2 a.m. Nothing good ever happens after 2 a.m., they say. But you're laying in bed at 2 a.m. and you're just thinking about your life, which is like terrible timing because you're trying to get sleep and your mind's just racing and it's negative, pretty goddamn negative thoughts usually, if you can't help it. And I was just laying in bed and I was just about to go to sleep. And I remember thinking in my head, like, man, I got to save some money. And how can I save some money? I got to figure out the problem. I got to figure out the source. That's what I need to do. And where's the source? The source is spending my money on food. That's really what it is. Because I was doing the math in my head. I'm like, all right, let's say if I do it for like lunch and dinner and I do it like 4 days a week, which is like close, right? And dude, I'm always, you better believe I'm doing deals all the time. I'm looking up deals. And I use like 5 different apps, food delivery apps, or I have over time because a lot of them have had deals where if you use one for the first time ever, you get $10 off or something like that. So I'm trying to manipulate the system as much as I can because I don't want to keep spending money on food. It sucks. It really does. It's awesome, but once you're done eating it, later you always regret it. But I figured out why. In the middle of the night, it just kind of hit me as I was connecting all these dots. I fucking hate my own cooking. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like my. It's not really even okay. It's kind of barely not really okay, and it's a shame because I know how to cook. I think the problem is I don't know how to season, and that makes sense because. Yeah, yeah. So, I don't have experience really in that realm and learning those types of things, properly seasoning your food and whatever. I add salt and pepper, but it still doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's something. I don't know if it's something I'm doing wrong, but I just try to keep it basic. Try to do the things I like, and I try to do things simple. Pasta, rice, everything like that. A lot of carbs, obviously. But I always try to get like chicken mixed or whatever. And then, I don't know if this has ever happened to you. But especially, this happened when I first started cooking food for myself. Anytime I cook chicken, or anytime that I cook steak, or any type of beef, any type of meat at all, on the stove, I would char the thing until it looked like the street outside, like just a big chunk of asphalt on your plate. I would char that bitch because I was so afraid of getting sick. I didn't want to like undercook it and give myself food poisoning. So I would always overcook the shit out of it until I figured out like it's really just the surface area of most things, of most meats and poultries that you have to cook, and then you're fine. So it was a long process. And man, even when I use my crock pot or whatever, it's like, yeah, okay. But it's the cooking, man. So I'm like, let me resort to getting easy, quick, fast, hot food. Delicious hot food. And I always go to Uber Eats, Grubhub, and all these places. But why in the fuck? I don't understand it. I don't understand why. But if you guys... So I sent a tweet out to Grubhub and Grubhub Care, which, by the way, didn't answer. And I said, dear intern that runs the social media for Grubhub. All right. So now, all right, I pretty much figured out the problem. I was super condescending, so they didn't answer. My bad. See, I'm that kind of guy. I admit my faults. All right. So please ask a supervisor why they keep sending me offers for $10 off, but only on my first order when I order from you 4 times a week. I order from you guys heard me. I said that earlier. It's almost like 4 times a week. Yeah, a few times a week. And I get emails constantly from them, from Seamless, from Eat24 or 7, wherever it is, from all the ones that Grubhub owns. And they always send the same deal. And it's always for your first order. I don't know. What is your motive? It doesn't make sense. Stop. Because I can't place a first order again. Do you see what I mean? So I've tried to make new emails, and that doesn't work. Like new accounts. The reasoning why is I think they'll recognize your card, your like payment method, your address, your phone number, something. They're gonna be like, this guy's ordered before. So it's an entire scheme. I don't know why they keep bothering me with this shit. But I wish I could just stop. Going and ordering this shit. I mean, but you know what? Hey, if everyone had that mentality, then I wouldn't have had a job for like 5 years when I moved, and I didn't have a job. I was like almost out on the streets. I had to deliver food for about 5 years. If you guys remember ever checking out any of those videos that I had on YouTube, they were called Tales from the Pizza Guy. I think I put out like 15, 16 episodes of them. And I shared all the stories, every story that I could possibly think of when I was delivering food over those years. And man, some crazy shit happened. So I'm glad all those crazy nut jobs ordered all this food, keep my life afloat. It helps. I'll tell you what though. You might not believe this, but like, take a guess. I want you guys to take a guess where, what place do you think is the absolute worst place to deliver pizza to? If you're a driver, if you're a pizza delivery driver, if you were a pizza delivery driver, where do you think the worst place in the world would be that you could deliver your pizza to? I'll wait. Okay, that's long enough. Church. Churches. Okay? That is the worst, beyond the worst place you can deliver any kind of takeout food to. They don't tip. You would think they do, but they don't. They don't tip whatsoever. They don't. Now, I've delivered about a dozen pizzas this one time. It was, and I know when people say some stuff like that, like, oh, it was a dozen pizzas, or like, oh, it was 10. Like, just kind of paraphrasing or just like exaggerating. But no, I had 2 full bags of pizza, and each bag held 6. So I carried 12 in. And I don't recall if it was more or not, but let's just say it was 12. And we'll keep it at that because I'm humble. I carried all these bitches in and all the way into the... You know what? Let's go backwards. It was 18 pizzas, okay? It was 18. And I say that because I had to make multiple trips. I at least know I had to make multiple trips. And if I had to make multiple trips, I'm going to just max out the number. So I ended up having to make multiple trips. And after I made the second trip, I'm thinking in my head, like, boy, this is a long, long walk. Because if you have a church, most churches in your area, there's like the surrounding grounds. It's like never like a sidewalk and then the church door. It's it's like a 5-acre field with a cobblestone walkway and then the church door. Okay, that's how every church is. I feel every church has this giant courtyard area before you can actually get inside the bitch. So I had to walk a pretty far distance from my car and carry these things. Now, it was no big deal because I'm a strong guy. No big deal. But the biggest deal was when I got back, got them all over there on the table, set them all down. And because I'm not a terrible person and because I'm good at my job, I took them all out and I placed them all next to each other, set them up. I don't open the boxes. I quality check, obviously, to do, but then you shut them. You don't leave them open. You don't let that sweet, sweet steam out. You keep it all in there and keep it hot. The problem is, after I set them all up, he said, "Thanks a million." I have yet to cash that million in anywhere. Haven't gotten it yet. Don't know where it is. Don't know when I'm getting it. But I'm expecting it soon. So it's all good. They're the worst places to deliver food. By far. Terrible. El terrible. I can't even, I feel bad for anybody that has to really do it. Feel terrible. Now, if we jump over to, it would make sense. Yeah, let's go Facebook, because we never even used Twitter posts on the early episodes of Wastebook. We only used Facebook posts. And then I remember I made a completely different show, a totally different show just for Twitter posts. It was called Twatter. Nice. Good one. And then I made one for solely Instagram posts. Oh shit, what was that one called? It was punny, right? It was Insta Spam is the name. I remember now. I knew it was something corny, and I was like, all right, well, Wastebook, Facebook. Now I need something like Twitter or Twatter. Okay, now I need Instagram. Insta Spam. I was trying to follow some, they're puns? Are they puns? Whatever. I don't know. But some along those lines. When what I should have been doing, I was trying to maximize my content output, but what I should have been just doing is just expanding the Wastebook episodes and putting them all into one. Didn't have the foresight, so that's okay. And now, going down, oh, look at the doggy. People post their pets on social media. People have full-on social media accounts for their pets. Remember last week when I mentioned people have social media accounts for their children? For their infant baby? What? Why? Just tweeting stuff like, just shit my pants. And you making your husband do the cleaning while you're tweeting that. Hey honey, look at this. Isn't that funny? And he hates you. He really does. Look at that. So this just tells you a lot about the show right here. So wall of text, don't even want you on the show. Don't even want to read you. Just ordered the UFC fight for tonight. Looking forward to seeing this event. As I've said before, I've always been a McGregor fan, but Cowboy is going to give him a run for his money for sure. Who do you guys have? McGregor, Cowboy. I mean, by the time you're even hearing this, the fight's going to be over. So, isn't that crazy that McGregor knocked Cowboy out in the first 90 seconds? That is insane. Incredible. And by the way, if you are listening to this on the upload, I just totally winged that. So, if I'm right, I'm going to be fucking pissed that I didn't bet. I got to go McGregor, man. I think it's one of those things where if you guys are, I mean, they probably have it at every sport has this concept. But if you guys are familiar with trap game, now a guaranteed victory, or what you would think is a guaranteed victory, ends up turning into a really hard-fought game, or a game where the underdog wins. That's what they call a trap game. So I'm kind of thinking the same case for this. This McGregor fight. I'm wondering, maybe is it like a trap fight? People have been thinking that. People have been saying that maybe I don't know. The Cowboy is people are also on the other end of the spectrum say that this is a tune-up fight for McGregor to get back into things, and then he can fight in a couple months against Khabib in the rematch. But, I mean, the worst possible thing you can do is underestimate your opponent in any sport, in anything whatsoever, in life. So, yeah, it's gonna be really interesting because McGregor can't lose. I could say, I mean, he can. What am I even saying? He could do whatever the fuck he wants. Conor McGregor could walk out in the middle, you know, you know how hyped this moment's going to be? This moment's going to be so hyped. And he could just do whatever he wants. And you can, they're going to make it cool. He's going to kiss to the crowd. He's going to, maybe do whatever. I don't know what his theatrics are going to be, but Bruce Buffer is going to just put his soul into this announcement. When he introduces Conor McGregor, he is going to scream like his whole family was murdered in front of him. And Conor did it. That's how loud he's going to put his gusto into his voice for introducing Conor for this fight. I'm sure that's what the hype levels are going to be. Okay? Now, imagine he is going out there, Conor! Or no. He says, the Notorious Conor! And then right when he says McGregor, he walks out to the center of the octagon and he pulls down his little Reebok panties and then he shits right in the center of the octagon. I wonder what kind of delay the pay-per-view's on. 10, 15 seconds? They could totally cut that, right? Can't they? They've cut curse words. That would be... No, imagine not being ready. So, imagine they're not ready, and then they don't cut to black, but they cut to the wide shot of the arena. You ever see that where they want to cut away from something? They'll cut to the wide, the farthest camera. So you'll see the wide shot. It would be it'd be like this camera zooms all the way out and you just see him squatting in the center of the octagon, crapping in front of 15,000 people. And then he wins the fight. So that's the kind of guy he is. I could totally see this happening. He can do that and he can get away with it. You know why? Because he almost killed somebody and he's fighting tonight. That's why. He threw a forklift, or excuse me. He's not, come on. He's, okay. Yeah. All right. I imagine I don't have I don't have Conor McGregor branded liquor in my house. I promise I'm not a super fan or a stan for him. I promise. Okay. Not one of them, because they would say that. Be like, okay, yeah, well, Conor McGregor, he picked up a whole fucking forklift, bro. No, he picks up a hand truck. If you know what a hand truck is a it's a poor man's forklift. I don't know. You use it to move cabinets, refrigerators, big broad things. You got two wheels, and you scoop it underneath. He throws a giant metal thing with wheels. He throws at this tour bus, and the window shatters and glass starts flying in there. It hits people. I believe that was how the thing with Khabib started. Yeah. Here we are. He's fighting. He sucker punched an old man in a bar because he didn't want to drink his shitty liquor. But he's fighting. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. He can do whatever he wants to do. So even if he loses his fight, he could just be like, I want to fucking fight next month. I don't fucking care. That's what he can do. I kind of want Khabib at the end there. 11,975 days since I was born. Wild. I've always thought about that, actually. I'm not even going to lie. I've always thought about that. I wonder now, how long has my old ass been alive? All right. Let's find out. So I just turned 30. I am 30 and 2 months old. Right? Yeah. Here's how we calculate this. All right, so we enter our birthday, we enter the month, and we enter the day. And then we compute that bitch. Oh my God. Oh, at least I'm not as old as him. But oh my God. I have just passed 11,000. I am 11,022 days old. I can feel my beard. I can feel it. Oh my God, there's a disgusting amount of info. Wow. Okay. So I'm 11,022 days old, which is 1,574 weeks. So 1,574 weeks. That's not that. Fuck. That doesn't even seem like that many weeks. Wow. All right. Did you know that me being 30, that's 30 years? We got that part. Wow. Interesting. Hey, I like this info. Oh, I really like this info. This makes me smile. You were born on a Tuesday. I was familiar with that. I do know like my date time. I know when I poofed into existence. It was Tuesday, November 14th. At 7:35 a.m. Yeah. How you like them apples? The heat. He just hit him with a, how you like them apples? People still say that, man. I am people. I was born on a Tuesday. My last birthday was a Thursday. And my next one's going to be on a Saturday. Oh, that's the part I like. I didn't even know that shit. But I just turned 11,000 days old. Ew. Ew, baby. Very ew. And what is going on here? What is going on here? What the whoa. that's a GIF that person did not record because two reasons. Amazing camera work, and you're fucking crazy. Why would you not run away from that shit? Oh my God, dude. Dude, that moose is as big as a house. Look at the snout on that mofo. Oh, dude. Dude, that's pretty terrible. What's this about though? Why are people crying? Why is this guy sad? Why are you sad, Michael? And one person liked it, and one person sadded it. I guess. Okay. I feel like when people try to argue over which is better, PlayStation or Xbox, it's the same argument between iPhones and Android. Xbox and Android, people calmly explain our choices while PlayStation and iPhone users are ignorant to listen. Ha, 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 ha. So, I have an Xbox and I have an iPhone. Just saying. Kind of just thwarted your whole little scheme there. Now, I had to borrow a PlayStation 4 when I played Death Stranding. Fantastic game, by the way. Can't recommend it enough. I flip-flopped, man. I started with Android, then I went to an iPhone, then I went to Android, now I'm on an iPhone again. So I don't know if I'm going to keep iPhones or go back to Android again and keep flip-flopping. But at least I'm glad that I've had every end of that spectrum, if you know what I mean. I'm glad that I've gotten around. Okay. iPhones are good for people that are like minimalist look or whatever. They're also for people that don't like having money in their wallet. That iPhone 11, bro, is so expensive. But the fucking camera, though. The camera, though, dude. The camera, though. Let's look at the camera, though. The camera is this beautiful. Now, this photo, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm not going to be able to show you, am I? Yo, what if I inspect it? Oh, I can't. Okay. You know, all right, so you can see the top of my head here in this little picture. Beautiful backlight. Beautiful. The blur puts me in focus. Makes it, dude, can the iPhone brush your hair? I think the iPhone brushed my hair in this picture. Is that a filter of some sort? I don't know. Gorgeous, though. The iPhone 11 can brush your fucking hair. That's how good that is. So that's why I'll say it's good. Okay? It's amazing. And look, this guy says, I'm Jay, 100% PlayStation for me, and I loathe iPhone. So bang, there you go. There you go. New Crown Victoria. Ooh, okay. A little flex there. I see. Bro, that is such a pimp car. Like, that's such a car that a pimp would drive. And I don't mean like a Paul Wall, Sean Paul, don't make us win. I don't really care what people say. I know it's not that kind of car for pimps. It's like a guy with a big purple top hat would fucking drive, you know, like a guy, like a murdering crackhead pimp, but not one that does crack, only sells it. He's fucking smart. He's been in the game for a while. That's what kind of car that is. And we have a photo here. I think are you taking this selfie at the fucking dentist office? What's with this weird curtain? This transparent. It looks almost plastic, like from the butcher shop, but it's transparent curtain. This weird blue. It's like a teal kind of, or a green. I don't even know. Like this, like pukish green, like a toothpaste colored, you know, like Listerine color. That's what that shit is. Ew. I don't know, man. That whole room looks like it smells like a box of Listerine strips. But maybe she's the dentist. You bet. There's literally a guy right here in the chair. He's just got his mouth open with all the shit around him. And she's just fucking taking a selfie. Just chilling. And she's like, shut up. I have to take. And she took several hundred. Everyone has a story. Here's mine. Oh, this is a song, isn't it? Cotton Candy Sky. This caption. Dude, that reminded me of the greatest Cotton Candy Sky, the greatest boss in video gaming history. The greatest boss in video gaming history. Clearly, I don't even have to mention who it is. You already know. You already know who I'm talking about. Cloud and Candy. You guys don't know Cloud and Candy? You're not the greatest boss in the history of video games? Cloud and Candy. Cloud and Candy is a giant cotton candy man with a pair of Doc Martens on and big rosy cheeks. The toughest boss in Yoshi's story for the Nintendo 64 by far. So that's where I got that idea. That's where I got that idea for Cotton Candy Sky. That's what he made me think of. I swear that's instantly what popped into my brain. You know, does that say a lot about your age, or is it more just like a fuck it thing? But for me, I can't tell you the last time I ate cotton candy. And you'll hit an age, though, where it doesn't matter how drunk, it doesn't matter how high you are. You'll hit an age where the thought of eating cotton candy repulses you, because you assess, you assess because you know what you put into your body, it'll affect you in plenty more different ways than it did when you were younger. So you think about that, and you think about, all right, now how much is this going to set me back? So you'll think, like, if you see like a sign or stand that says cotton candy, your brain will instantly go, okay, cool. Cotton candy, processing, denied. Like, simple. You will not. You most likely, unless you're like being cute and you're on a date, like, oh, let's get some cotton candy. You know what I mean? But it's like, why would you get cotton candy? It's air. It's pillow. It's flavored pillow stuffing. Why would you get that for a snack? You're just gonna get hungry. You're just gonna be like, you have an eating disorder if you really enjoy cotton candy. I'm just gonna throw that out there straight up. If you love cotton candy, even the flavor of cotton candy is gross, man. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know, but I had I mean, okay, I'm kind of just telling you right now that I am biased, but I had a terrible experience with cotton candy flavored vodka. It was my I want to say no, it wasn't my 21st birthday. It was my 22nd? It was my 22nd birthday, I believe. 22nd or 23rd. And I had... Yeah, who the fuck cares? But it was about 22. Shut up. Anyway, I ended up drinking cotton candy flavored vodka, like a shot of it, and I was like, oh, well, this is delightful. And I had like 12 of them over the night. Like only cotton candy flavored vodka because it was really sweet, and I was like, oh, this goes down easy, dude. Oh, that was one of the worst nights ever. And not only because I was dating my girlfriend at the time, and I was sick as a dog. So when it's your birthday, like, you know, you want to go home after the bar and have a better time. But I couldn't because I was sick as shit. I was so sick. And it was the worst kind of drunk sick, the drunk sick where you're not actually sick. You're not getting sick all over the place. It's all just staying inside of you and just bothering you and festering and marinating in your stomach. It's the worst. And you get the spins on top of it. Oh, my God, bro. I was always on the cusp. I was constantly just on the cusp of vomiting, and I couldn't do it. I even tried. It was terrible. If you guys have been there, you know what I mean if you've been there. The worst drunk ever. That's the kind of drunk I got on cotton candy flavored vodka. So after the next day when I got sick, it was like the worst possible thing that I could think of. Worst possible tasting thing that I can think of. I wanted nothing to do with cotton candy flavored, really anything. But even as a kid, cotton candy was like not that great. Because the shit was messy, really sticky. You know, and God forbid it was hot out. It would actually melt off the stick. Like, God. Man, you can eat so much of that and you'll never get full. You'll just get sick. That's what sucks about it. Man. And anybody in the world that's just tuning in live, I don't know if you've had cotton candy before, but it sucks. It's probably the worst snack as a kid. One of the worst snacks ever. Straight up. It's one of the worst fair snacks. I was mentioning how you'll never order it as an adult. As an adult, you think about what you put in your body. You think about that shit and how it's going to affect you later. So you're not going to be seeing a big pink neon sign that says cotton candy and think, oh, that'll hit the spot right now. You're never going to think that. Over the age of like 15 or even younger than that. But man, I'll tell you one fucking thing. Like, even if you're on a date, don't even be cute with that shit. Oh, let's get cotton candy. No. You know what you get at the fair? Funnel cake. Oh, baby boy. Get some of that funnel cake. Y'all never forget this one time. This guy was carrying funnel cake. Wait, was I carrying it? Was I carrying it? I was carrying it. I got funnel cake at this carnival, or I don't remember if it was at one of those state fairs. And I'm standing, I walk away from the booth and I'm standing there and I stop. And I stop because I want to bite into some of this fucking stuff, like right into this motherfucker. And some dude that looked pissed and he kept walking. He didn't stop. He barely breathed as he passed. He didn't even flinch. He just kept walking. He like shoulder checked my fucking plate of funnel cake. Luckily, I got giant banana man hands that should be in the NFL, but that's for another day. And I was able to hang on to that shit. But that guy got absolutely doused in powder, covered in that shit. Like the comically big, you know those comically big makeup what do they call them? The powdering, whatever. I don't know. They smack you in the face with them. This dude was doused in powder. Thankfully, the state fair homie that gave me the funnel cake hooked it up with plenty of it because I didn't want to just eat dry, fried, what the hell even is it? Batter? It's just batter, right? Fried batter with powdered sugar on it. That's all that is. That explains probably why one of my favorite breakfasts is French toast, because that's basically a dessert. That's like cake. It's really like cake. When you make cake, you use eggs and stuff like that, and that's all French toast is. Dip a freaking piece of toast in that egg. Powdered sugar, butter, syrup, all the healthy things, Yeah, but somebody in chat mentioning that what I'm talking about sounds like a girl talking about swallowing. I can confirm there is no swallowing in here, sir. We on our actual feed. Now, I don't know if you guys follow Better Call Saul, watch Breaking Bad, any of those great shows out there, but hey, I can't wait for that shit to come back, dude. I'm so fucking excited. It's been so goddamn long, and I saw it got confirmed for a 6th season. Dude, I don't watch any Netflix shows, man. I'll admit it right now. I don't watch any. I've watched one Netflix original, one, and I haven't even finished it. And it's so funny. You'll never guess what it is, but it's hilarious. So I've never gotten any Hulu series, Amazon Prime, Amazon Video, whatever series. So I watch a lot of YouTube. That's it. I watched Breaking Bad, and that was the greatest television show of all time. And I remember I thought about trying The Wire. I heard good things about The Wire. Haven't watched it yet, though. And then, of course, I got into Better Call Saul because it's from the Breaking Bad universe. So I'm still waiting to finish that out. Now, the other shows that I did watch, critically acclaimed, Dexter. At least the first 5-6 seasons. Let's not talk about anything past that. And another show that I watched was How I Met Your Mother. Again, first 5-6 seasons, almost flawless. Let's not talk about the rest. So, beyond those 3 shows, there's really nothing else that I've watched. I've just watched YouTube and stuff like that. And then I'll see people online, on Twitter, on Facebook, everywhere, like people that are productive as shit, people that like are either, busy schedules or like people that are like influencers, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about them. Maybe they're lazy. I don't know. No, but like legit people that will post and be just like they watch everything constantly. Like everything that's new they watch that comes out, like they've checked everything out. Some people have like exhausted their Netflix. God, the burps are crazy right now. Some people have exhausted their Netflix library to almost, So for me, I'm happy because now I'm slowly getting into this mode where I want to. The reason I want to start watching more shit is I want to expand my ideas, and I'm a bunch of things. Yeah, I'm an esports caster. I'm a comedian sometimes, and I'm technically also a filmmaker. So I've made videos for the last 13 years of my life. And I'll tell you what, sidebar, go fucking see 1917, okay? If wait for a download or, you know what, man? Buy the DVD or something. I don't know. I feel that you need to go spend money on this film. This film deserves every dollar. I saw it in theaters once, and then I saw it again in IMAX. This film is chef's fucking kiss, bro. It's so fucking good. Okay? I'm not going to give away any spoilers. I just want to give you I just want to say this one thing. I don't want to really say it's a spoiler, but if it gets at least one extra person to go see this movie, or at least hunt it down when it comes, for a good streaming version or download, whatever. I want to say this: it's done in one shot, one continuous shot without any cuts. Now, I know how the editing works. If you watch it very closely, there are a lot of cuts, secret cuts, hundreds of them. They're very well hidden. They're very good at it. But man, they put so much time and effort into this film, and these guys, it's shot over 2 hours of real time. Follows these two guys in World War I, and they had to rehearse the entire movie over and over and over and over and over again before they could even think about building the set out. And it turns out that they travel a total of 9 miles in the movie, like total. And the camera crew follows these guys the whole time, and the camera is on this giant rig with a stabilizer, and then they pass it off to new crews and that have a path on the side of all the obstacles that the actors have to go through, and it gets all these amazing shots. And then there's parts where it'll go into the sky and then back down, or through a window and then lower back down behind the actors, and they'll put it on like a crane, like hook it onto a crane rig that'll take it into the sky. Dude, the thought process behind this film is incredible. And as a filmmaker, I was blown away by it. I love any music videos, any movies, anything, any type of media, YouTube videos, whatever. Stuff that's done in one shot is so impressive to me. And that tells you a lot. Old movies, black and white, those movies that none of you really like watching, those, dude, are really impressive, because back then I guess because of budgeting or editing reasons, or how things were shot on the old film, or just because of the way it was, they shot a lot longer takes, or continuous shots, tracking shots, all that kind of shit. People actually acted back then. There wasn't constant this, that dialogue where it was constantly cutting between actors. It was a lot of continuous shots. This whole movie is one continuous shot. It's brilliant. I loved it. Love this shit. And seeing stuff like that makes me want to like, I'm like, dude, it's so good. And I obviously I get the opportunity for it to be a new thing, so that I see it and I hear about it, and then it makes me want to check it out. But if this goes under the radar for anybody, like, I feel like this is one of those things that people should check out, because it's so immersive and it's so awesome. But I love watching things that are just, well, anything that will give me new ideas. Why the hell not? So that's why I've been deciding recently, maybe I'm going to dig into my Netflix library. Maybe I'm going to start. I've never watched Game of Thrones. Can you believe that? I've never watched it. I've watched 2 minutes of it before, and it was fucking incredible. I tuned in at like the end of season, I think like 4 or something. I was in a hotel room in Miami, and it was like Sunday night, and it was like whatever the very end of the episode. I didn't even know what was on at first. I tuned in, and I'm like, oh, what is this? It's some gladiator movie. And it's these two guys, and they're having a sword fight in the middle of a coliseum, and all these people are watching and cheering them on, and then a dragon lands out of nowhere and breathes fire and starts killing everyone, and then everyone starts killing everyone. It was fucking awesome. And then it ends. And I was like, wow, was that Game of Thrones? I got to check that shit out. And then I never did, because it takes me so long to get into any show, because I always put stuff on in the background. So I would like to give it my full attention. Anything new, obviously. And last night I dove into something new, man. I was sitting there, and for like the umpteenth time, I was scrolling through YouTube, and I couldn't figure out something new to watch while I was eating my dinner, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And I turned on Netflix, and I watched an anime. I've never watched an anime before. I've never sat down and watched an anime before, except for Pokemon, if you can count that. I mean, but I watched One Punch Man. I watched the first 2 episodes of One Punch Man. I was fucking dying, bro. This show is hysterical. I heard of the premise of it. If you guys aren't familiar, it's a superhero that is so powerful he's bored. Is so powerful that he kills every villain Everything that tries to, doom humanity, everything he fights, he kills in one punch. And he's so bored. Like he's a superhero for fun. It's fucking hysterical. I really enjoyed it. So I'm happy. It makes me want to try to do more like that. And hey, I'm down to watch a lot more of everything, including comedies, because I'm going to be trying to get back up on that stage soon. And hopefully you guys tune in for that, because you goddamn know, I'll be re-uploading any live stand-up shows or gigs that I do. I got to try some new material, though. I got to write some new stuff. I don't want to keep doing all my old stuff, but, we'll keep on keeping on, as Sam Porter Bridges would say, and whatever. All right, guys, I need to thank you for tuning in. Make sure you listen to this on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, and on YouTube, anywhere else you guys can find your podcasts. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 3, sponsored by Cash App. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, guys.